Like, you'd at least hope you can make it to the best of fives and really showcase what you're capable of and find that practice.
I do think ease of execution is a big one for me in draft. I want something that can just team fight and play front to back. I don't think GIANTX has currently the expertise to play difficult to execute comps where you need to play side lane well and you need a lot of things to actually execute. But also just gameplay-wise, I need Noah and Jun to step up. They need to be the difference maker in this series because those are the two players that I can actually see going above and beyond and actually carrying GIANTX through the finish line, and they did not show that in game one.
That they did not. We're still seeing, though, on the side of GX, multiple targeted bans pointed towards Rhilech, taking away the flex of the Ambessa as well as the Zehen. And now an immediate Ryze lock-in for Jackies. Has had a couple good performances on the pick so far. Maybe this gives him some more individual agency. But let's see what the response is now from Poby.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Anivia or the Cassiopeia, mostly because Poby's actually got his hands on the Ryze. So curious to see if he wants to go towards either of those picks or what his answer is going to be. But you imagine it's going to be the AD carry focus with Gnar still there. Easiest pickup.
Yeah, probably I would imagine the Yunara Corki trade would make a lot of sense here. And it's going to be the Anivia for Poby. We'll see what skin he goes and if it's Vedi approved.
He didn't know bats were mammals. We can't be taking
That's
skin
true.
advice from
That's
him,
true.
bro. It's
He also said, like, Black Frost Anivia is the best skin in the whole game. So
Especially with the new Galio skin.
okay, so to be fair, when that skin came out
it was
10 years
insane.
ago,
Yes.
yeah, I felt really
aged
good about
very
it.
well. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's not the best skin in the game. I mean,
No,
come on.
no,
As
no.
Jarvan's now locked in for Rhilech. Wait, Jarvan? Come on. Are you
okay,
kidding me?
you're saying this, and I agree. We do like it when Rhilech cooks. I wonder what it opens up for Maynter to play. It's not always a strategy that's worked for them, giving Maynter more of the carry role, letting Rhilech be more of a facilitator, but you already have an Anivia.
Yeah,
you
but
already have some nice circle synergy coming through, a lot of ways to stop this Ryze, who's a pretty immobile champion, albeit a very fast one, from doing a lot.
I feel like you would rather just go something like the Aatrox yourself and then look to flex that and then go Cassandra on 3 for Maynter, as he's shown a lot of good games on it. But now it's going to be the Xin Zhao answer from Isma here and a Cassandra takeaway from Lot, trying to take away that tank pick from Maynter. And probably, if I were to have a little guess, the Gnar is going to be the pickup for Maynter.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, you get a ton of value here from Navi's draft, right? Because, I mean, if you go for the Gnar, great synergy with the Anivia. You've got a really good matchup. That's an LCS shout out. A really good matchup then as well for like the playing around this mid lane. And also you've got a ton of people that want to run at you that are relatively short range. So Anivia just gets a lot of value as well. Like, I'm not really a fan of like the way GIANTX have drafted into this Anivia.
For me, I'm not a fan of how Navi's drafted. I feel like you just saw Rhilech hop off on Kiana and Maynter doing what Maynter does best, have a good game on a tank, and now you decide to try to swip it up in essentially what would be your game to make it to Barcelona.
Yeah, I tend to like the Jarvan into things that are a bit more mobile in the mid lane though, because you got that Cataclysm, you can get value from Ryze, kind of short range compared to the Anivia, so you get that setup and you can just play from trying to just kill the Ryze in the Cataclysm, right? It's not quite a hot pot, it's like a frozen pot. I don't know how to, like, it's the same thing, right?
Ice pot, cold
Yeah.
noodles, cold noodles.
It's like
Yeah.
an igloo.
Cold, sure.
Because you make a little circle.
It's a hot pot. No, we call it an igloo. I like that.
Yeah,
I thought we were on food, but igloo,
but
it works.
frozen pot doesn't really make sense.
Does it? Huh, never mind. Gonna move on. There might have been a double entendre there. We're gonna avoid that one. I heard people laughing in Fnatic jerseys.
I think
Anyway,
they just do that this week.
we did see, okay, a Delusion ban came out. We saw this basically exact same composition, although it was Isma on the Aatrox with Noah and Jun playing the Lucian Nami yesterday, which was good until it wasn't.
It was not the Lucian Nami's fault.
It wasn't the Lucian Nami's fault.
Noah and Jun had a lot of pressure on that pick, and it makes me wonder what somebody is going to look to go for.
I was going to say the Corki.
Corki is like the safe vanilla pick, but Aphelios, if you're feeling a little bit more spicy, Aphelios is really good into the first 3 picks of GIANTX, but the only thing is you're blind picking ADC, so it's a little bit scary.
Oh,
It's also okay. Immediate time, because I was gonna say with the Jarvan as well, you do get a lot of value if you can force something that doesn't have, you know, the Valkyrie on the opposite side. But Ashe Seraphine incredibly strong on that bottom side.
I mean, we just picked Ashe Seraphine into Jarvan. We're really, really making this Jarvan pick Exodia here for Rhilech. So if there was a time for him to prove that he can play normal junglers, it's this game.
Yeah, it certainly is. On the other side for GX, though, I do really like having the Ashe and Seraphine because we saw a lot play this Cassandra into Gnar the other day against a comp with an Anivia on it. He didn't do anything. I cannot think of a single team fight where this man could get on top of a key target, but now with the Seraphine all coming from behind him, the Ashe arrows, the slows to set him up for success, there's a really clear path forward for him to disrupt some of this backline action and maybe be able to build in a bigger advantage in team fights.
I do also like that it's given GIANTX's bot lane the ability to be hyper-aggressive in the lane, because that is when Noah and Jun have shined their best. The only thing I'm concerned about is once you get past level 6, this Anivia gets pushed on Ryze. It makes it very difficult for GIANTX to kind of rotate first down towards the bottom side. And I think that's where if Navi can put their focus on towards trying to find picks in the bot lane, trying to play to punish the immobility of Ashe and Seraphine, they can look to snowball through that.
I think there's a lot to like here from GIANTX. They have a nice kind of Ooga Booga comp that can just go forward, Seraphine shields, you press your buttons and you should win in team fights. The only worry I have is, as you said, Dagda, it's a very immobile bot lane that wants to play very aggressive. And we saw when Casey played it up against G2 that all Skewmon had to do was put some attention down in bot lane, and it's really easy for the Jarvan to get a Cataclysm going, get some flashes going, and then get some kills.
Yeah, we have seen how powerful it can be in isolation if they are able to maybe split the map or do something else. But here we go, game 2 of the series between Navi and GX. GX finding themselves on the cusp of elimination for the 4th split in a row. This team could end in the 5th, 6th position. But a victory will bring us to a game 3, one step closer to top 4 for this GIANTX lineup.
Minions have spawned.
It's really all on Noah and Jun, I feel like. The rest of the cast are supporting members here, with Jackie's wanting to try to use this Ryze to roam down to the bot lane. Lot just wants to survive up in top, and Isma is the proactive aspect of GIANTX's comp to try to help out Noah and Jun in this bot lane domination. But I'm really, really curious how this bot lane matchup's going to go. It's double range, so it can go both ways, but Ashe and Seraphine should have the early advantage and the push. But there's a lot of skill expression on both sides, so we'll see how they play it out.
I'm nervous for GX, but this is the part of the game where nothing's going to happen, so I'm going to have to just hold those nerves, as I imagine the players might feel similar, although who knows, maybe they feel unleashed in this high-pressure scenario.
Wouldn't say that so soon. It's a very explosive bot lane matchup, Draco, so you can see the trades coming out already. Heal burn from Jun, and matched by Parus. Somebody decided to use the barrier as well. This is a 2-for-1 summoner advantage for GIANTX, and you can see them getting the push already.
We're doing a good job level 1 though of actually getting a majority of Jackie's health bar. So already like pretty explosive lanes so far.
Jun maybe looking to set up the beat drop, the snare. If they get the slow, he'll have the double cast, which guaranteed the stun. As we pan over to the jungle, and junglers are just continuing to clear.
It's a good early ward though from Noah and Jun in towards that tri-brush on bottom side, because Jarvan level 3, very, very strong in the gank. And I imagine looking at where Isma's moving, probably going to try and place a ward to spot out if the Jarvan is going to move through river, just to try and spot that out. So already GIANTX trying to make sure there is no way that you can interact on this bottom side, but also now moving in towards mid lane.
Yeah, a lot of trading here on mid. We'll see if Jackie's goes for the flash root.
Flash root is going to be the follow-up. W flash coming in from Isma, immediate egg, and now going to be the follow-up kill. Solid early game play coming in from GX, making good use of the Ryze setup for Isma.
It's clean. The execution is there. Flash root from Jackie's. The trades that Poby had earlier, you highlighted, Dagda. It was really good by Poby, but it puts you at risk. And Isma is the one to punish first. He does just 3 camps, skips the full clear to gank mid lane here and secure first blood.
Importantly, though, both flashes down for jungle and mid. Now potentially a window of opportunity for Navi to fight back. Rhilech on the Jarvan. Yes, a very linear champion, but one who has the CC to try and punish Jackie's mid. If they can't get something out of this, it's purely a loss that Poby went down this early.
Roulette going to be spotted on that ward as well as he goes towards Crab, so I imagine Isma going to try and get back up towards top, but he kind of has to clear his own jungle, so Roulette has an opportunity here, and I think he's going to take it to try and go for both Scuttle Crabs and try and set himself up early, but actually fishing for Isma instead.
Yeah, I would think that he would just take the reward of the double crab due to Isma's pathing, but instead he's waiting for Isma. But Isma is not wanting to go for the wolves.
Yeah, it knows that then they must be going for bottom side, and his bot lane is incredibly low.
Yeah, this could be a dive for GIANTX here as Rhilech is taking out the wolves. But maybe they don't want to go for it.
We've seen this before, Rhilech playing for his own advantage, trying to get something back after enemy jungler ended up with an early kill.
This is a free dive, there's no heal, there's no barrier. Somebody is just gonna die.
Somebody should just fall here. Isma taking his time when it becomes lightning, but Noah going to grab the kill. Knock up onto Chun is good, but the blinking health bar is still there. Isma now going to try to make it out. We'll be able to dash away. We've got the full team collapsing on the bottom side now as Rhilech tries to get a kill back. He's going to get one. Poby ready to go over the wall in an instant, but Even though he has flashes a little bit late, he decides a little too late that he wants to get it done. As Isma will drop the tower, gets the kill. We got a flash out from Noah, who waits for the flag and drag from Rhilech. So Navi could have gotten so much more.
It's Poby's hesitation. He's not sure if Isma is recalling in the bush or if he's walking around. So he already uses the Q, which means that he flashes too late and he can't actually reach him. But I love what Isma did, skipping the wolves and going straight for this bot dive. It allows him for GIANTX bot lane to just play really aggro, get the good trade, so they get the free dive, and Rhilech is here, but it's too late.
But I think it's also a misread from Rhilech. I think he saw the wolves and was like, okay, Isma's immediately gone top to try and get the crab, and that's where he's gone to. But it means that then Isma actually gets into the bottom side for free. And again, you already kind of called it, Jack. The flash needed to happen much sooner from Poby there. Just commit so you can get the kill. But now he's down a flash, doesn't pick up what he wants to. And it's Navi already falling behind in this bottom lane.
This is concerning because level 6 comes around for the Ashe Seraphine bottom lane. It's just so easy to set up these plays to force more. The good news, I guess, Navi's bot lane has their sums back up. So it's not going to be quite that simple to just continue to play around bot, but it's something that has to be respected.
I also think, gentlemen, when I look at bot lane, I see this. I see a barrier on Corki into Ashe stun, Seraphine stun, Seraphine charm, Ryze point and click root. This is going to be very, very difficult.
I understand. You would have preferred heal, right? Heal,
yeah,
ignite, exhaust.
Maybe TP actually.
Actually TP.
Because then when he dies, he can just TP back.
It's safe to say there's no obvious choice, Jack, for what he should have picked.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe cleanse. maybe cleanse would have been a little better.
There is a timing window for Roulette here, though. Will finish Krugs, hit level 6, and can potentially play on bot. Because with Isma actually trying to play for this gank on bot lane, he's super far behind when it comes to experience. So with the level advantage, I think Navi can force a play, but there's a lot of vision on this bottom side. And I don't know how confident Roulette is feeling here.
That's not certain.
Like there's
Ping's going down on the Drake. He's level 6. There's no flash mid. There's no flashes bot. Surely this is the time. Jackie's in that trade. I mean, Poby already just burned his cooldown, so Jackie's walks away for now. Isma in a position to cover if there's a mid lane dive, and I think Rhilech's looking a little bit lost, a little bit scattered, not quite sure where he wants to try and make a play.
Looks like he can just, I thought he might just hop over the wall and start dragging, to be honest. Is he just going to try and waste time in the bot push?
I think it's just the lack of vision. Like, he doesn't know where enemy wards are, so he's worried that bot side is warded, so he doesn't go through there, and then he goes through mid and encounters a pink ward, and kind of wastes his extra tempo, and just has to recall, open to wolves, open to blue buff, I mean.
I don't know, I feel like the poker logic in this scenario is you literally saw him hawkshot your Drake, so they probably don't have vision there, unless you think Noah's, you know, 5 steps ahead of you. I think he could have just went over and started it once he sees the hawkshot go Ryze.
Maybe he was scared of a warded tri-bush. I don't know, I'm trying to justify his logic here.
That's fair. We're not inside his head.
That's true. We also have perfect vision, so it's kind of easy for us to say what should be done.
Yes, the peanut gallery. How could you not know 100%?
Like, Isma was in base, Rhilech. How did you not know this?
How did you not know that? On the top side, Maynter building in a lead against Lot. This is kind of expected, and again, we saw the exact opposite in the previous game when it was Sion against Gwen, but we're not seeing too great of a lead quite yet. Lot being able to get back and get the tabbies, excuse me, the play the steel caps before we even have, you know, a 400, 500 gold lead means that I think Maynter not able to be as dominant as some of the times we've seen this matchup.
I think it will just continue with Maynter having decent control, and Rhilech, from the position that he's in, again, I think could just hard focus on this bottom side. He's got his camps coming back up, and we're looking at a potential invade here. We'll push from GIANTX on bottom mid. The ping's already going down in the red buff, but Isma is a level down, but Samdi is resetting.
Yeah, Samdi is so chunked from these bot trades that I think any fight in bot side right now should be pretty winning for Isma. As long as he doesn't start it too early here, but bot lane already rotating. Rhilech has to respect.
Jackie's here as well. Poby's starting to move, but has to be really careful. Noah has access to the arrow. If they see Poby, they can just fire the arrow and kick this thing off. They see Poby. He is stone cold. He just walks slightly to the left, and now it's Isma who's in trouble, who's forced to ult. Tidal wave going out. They're going to find the follow-up knockup, but there's 3 members here. That's going to be the encore coming in from Joan. Multi-member stun. Rhilech looking for the knock. He doesn't quite have the damage. Finishes, kills himself as Samdi starts to walk forward. Navi in the extended fight, holding under their junglers. Jackie's flashing forward to finish off the enemy. Samdi also going to fall in the extended exchange. GX are just so much stronger. Flash in from Joan. The final auto won't get it done.
GX group up and take out Navi in the fight. They were in such a strong position, and Navi scrambling to try and catch up to the play, and it's GIANTX who win out.
Just barely lacking the damage there from Navi. Rhilech gets the ulti onto Isma after Isma flashes away. As we'll see in the replay here, it starts off with Poby just barely dodging the Ashe arrow. It kind of looked like it would hit, but it didn't. And then Isma gets chunked. He's forced to ulti. Really good E away from the Jarvan EQ. And then he's forced to flash the Nami Q here. You can see Rhilech this whole time holds the ulti up until Isma flashes, then flash ultis, but Isma buys so much time that Rhilech actually ends up going down due to Jackie splashing forward, and then it's just Nami, Seraphine gap. This is their comfort zone, these long, extended fights with the slows, with the healing and shielding. That's what they live for.
SamD also stayed for a long time on that bottom side before moving up, which forced them then to use the flash to play, but yeah, he should be fine. But it does mean that, like, I think there, a little bit of miscommunication between Navi, because if SamD had actually just walked up immediately, he wouldn't have had to flash into the fight and wouldn't have gone down first, or have to stick around to go down off of the overextension. So Navi, I don't think the best response on the play either.
No, and I think Navi maybe still playing in that comfort zone of last game where they just had much more damage. Corki doesn't have that completed item, uses the initial burst combo. Rhilech getting the Cataclysm on 2, but the follow-up isn't quite there, whereas the sustained damage, you highlighted Noah and Jun, Jackie's as well, just doing so much more work in those extended fights. It's level 8 versus level 10, and Jackie's is winning this. Is Maynter forced to flash, just running for the hills, but Maynter hasn't spent any money. He's just doesn't have any items.
I was going to say the two nice sidesteps for Maynter, though. Dodges 2 of the Qs from Jackie's, which kind of stopped him from going down. And it was the only that the Rune Prison came in that Jackie's managed to hit one. So saving Maynter's life, did force the flash, but at least will survive.
Maynter got the plate, and he did have to burn his flat for it, but still up quite a decent bit of gold on Lot here, and probably pretty close to the Trinity Force. As he now finally takes his base.
But I think we've really just flipped the script in terms of last game. Seen a lot of the same things we saw there.
Done.
Stepping too far forward. They did see the flat burn in the previous play. Instant Cataclysm going to catch Noah as well. That's crucial. Noah flashing for his life. The tidal wave now there to follow. Isma going to try and cover. Ulti from Noah should stop the play in its tracks, and it will do so.
Rhilech was on a ward, though. Jun, I think, was trying to play base, waiting for his jungler and Isma to come down. But Rhilech is just able to EQ over the wall and set up for the play. They knew he had no flash.
I think he dodged the vision with how he played on the wall, but I'm not sure. I think GIANTX were caught unaware there with how Rhilech played it, but maybe we can see it in the replay.
Because he was just standing right next to it at the wall, so unless it's like a bump in the wall or something, but he just walked straight past it.
Little oopsies
to
start the bottom side play. Still, Noah finds himself with a pretty significant goal lead. Rhilech holding onto a very small one of his own as the Dragon's getting started.
He walks up into vision of it, so...
I think he doesn't get spotted.
Oh, there is a little bump there. Oh my god.
Yeah, he doesn't get spotted.
False sense of security.
I mean, especially with the hawk shot as well, it makes a lot of sense how GIANTX died from this. This kind of highlights why, as casters, we can sometimes say, oh, it's always how they die. And then it's like, no, it's like they don't know.
All right, well, bad board placement then, all right? Let me complain. Let me complain.
Let us also shout out the observers. Good job highlighting the Vision observers. Defenders of the professional players.
Yeah, I can't really complain about the observers. They're great.
They're killing it. That said, Maynter, gold lead, Rhilech, small gold lead. Noah still ahead the bottom lane. Kraken Slayer is going to be a problem. He was already winning extended trades. It's only going to be more one-sided.
And no first dragon for Navi, although Rhilech is angry.
Knockup is there. Still have access to the wall. Chain CC. Jackie's really hasn't been able to do much of anything. Isma now going in, but Dragon Strike there from Rhilech, and yeah, plain and simple.
I mean, that's a lot of power of this mid lane jungle combo. You have so much CC with both Anivia and Jarvan. Not a whole lot of damage. As you can see, it took a while to take down Jackie, but now Maynter going in 1v2.
Yeah, kill Jun. One-shot Jun as Rhilech is on the way up. Oh, go no! That one. He's going to get the kill, but that was quite awkward.
An alley-whoop.
Flash forward! The alley-whoops continues. This time, though, looks like they're going to be able to duck him down as Noah wants to get a kill back on Maynter, but it's a double coming in for Rhilech.
Hey, Rhilech heard you, Drakas. Put some respect on his name. He flashes in. He picks up Noah as well. And that's 2 kills going to Navi. And they're going to get the top tower, and the gold has swung back in their favor.
And this has been a great series from Roulette. She has looked absolutely fantastic in Game 1, now again in Game 2, making this Jarvan work. And we kind of talked about in draft about how vulnerable some of these lanes from GIANTX are, but he's just putting on a clinic when it comes to it.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw some vulnerability early on, some missteps. It felt like he was falling behind, but has managed to navigate his way through this middle stage of the game after those first few minutes to just find kill after kill after kill. 6 out of 6 in terms of overall kill participation, not dissuaded by falling behind a little bit early on.
And I have to apologize to Rhilech, because I was disappointed when I saw the Jarvan pick. I wanted something spicier, but hey, if you're going to play into 4 or 3 immobile carries and then actually punish them when their flash is down like this and just play a really good game, you sold me. I'm sold.
So if he plays it good, you're fine with it.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
That's what, I mean, at the end of the day, they're paid professional players and they're here to win. So if they win, how can I complain? What am I going to sit here and say, no, he's not winning how I want him to win?
That is the foundational content of European League of Legends.
Yeah.
How do we beat Korea, right? That's, that's our fallback. That's how we always...
but he must play
But that
Kiana.
wouldn't work against Faker, or would it? Genji. No, Rhilech absolutely popping. The J4, we've seen it too, right? We saw this from Skewmon in the previous week. Once you get rolling, if you can find a lead, if you're not playing this Jarvan from behind, it really feels like you can just pick fights anywhere on the map at any time.
And I do think it gets a lot of value as you start to get later into the drafts, because you do end up with a lot of immobile picks, especially when you look in the mid lane. Like once Azir's gone, I don't think there's many answers to it in the draft. And unless you want to fall back to things like the Zeri that we start to see a little bit over the LCK, once you start to drift in towards like Corki being gone and some of these other picks taken away, there's just not an awful lot of safety that's still left on these AD carries either.
True. Does mean if we go to a game 3, it's going to be that much more complicated. Now need to see what GX can look like in a setup around this Herald. Have access to the Encore, Jun's ultimate, Noah's ulti as well. GX have so many good tools to force the fight. The Cataclysm, though, is a big concern.
It's getting chunked there by the Herald, and GIANTX, they had full control, but already now with just the Navi walking up, they have to drop it. Jun getting slightly poked out here. Now Navi can push in this mid wave. Maynter's taking bot tower as well. The map is just falling apart for GIANTX.
And this is similar to what we saw in game 1. Navi just going in towards their side lanes, playing well on the map, making it uncomfortable thanks to the pushing waves for GIANTX to really contest. And we're seeing a very similar story here. Control everywhere. Navi take the objective, and no cross map to speak of for GIANTX.
Yeah, it's so difficult for GIANTX. Navi are pushing in both side lanes. And while the GIANTX does have the first dragon, and there's gonna be, like, if Navi were to play for Soul this game, it would be a very long game due to how late these dragons were taken. It's still a big gold lead for Navi, and it really swung against GIANTX's favor, and it must feel bad for GIANTX. This is your elimination game, the do or die game, and you have that early lead. You have the potential, but now it looks like you're going 5th once again.
And it's the same exact elimination game we've seen for 4 splits consecutively. This is a roster that kept all 5 of its members, that has ambitions of Worlds. Well, Kyoto talked about, hey, we're not that serious about Winter. We want time. Worlds is a very far way away. You'd feel like you'd have a leg up, like you would have progressed further than any of these teams that are just coming together. And while the early game in this one looked like that might be the case, like we might see that level, it's once again falling apart.
And for GIANTX, it's a roster that's, as you say, stuck together, so you're hoping that they'd be able to fix some of the mistakes, but unfortunately, Lots, hang on.
Going all in on the Poby. In the slow zone.
Oh, missed the Q.
The wall has divided them. Now the rest of the team maybe looking to start something off. Ooh, arrow not connecting. Probably just stymies the play there as Poby is running on to the wrong side of the map in the top lane.
Some freaky action happening up in top here as Poby is just running, continuing to run.
Just getting weird with it. Thank you for observers for the Poby cam.
Yeah.
I want a full screen. This is what I care about.
No,
okay,
the Drake. Let's remember who's playing. The Drakes are important. 1v1 continuing. Drake at the same time. Never mind, it's Poby cam time. Lot surely going to win out on this one as Poby.
Does he?
Starting to bamboozle him. Lot's decided he no longer wins this one and will run away. But GX have gotten the Drake. Taking it away from Navi as instantly the trigger's going to get pulled here by Rhilech. The objective already down. The tidal wave comes through to interrupt Isma. Samdi uses the barrier. And both sides walking away. Navi using a lot there when the Drake was already gone.
Maynter just wasn't really in position. It already hit the Mega Gnar. So Rhilech trying to basically give him a wall and maybe some setup. But Navi kind of fumbling the play. Push on bot, doesn't really net them anything. They try to use the Herald mid. Sure, they get some plates. But kind of doing too many things at once and end up burning the Brawl.
Yeah, Navi wasn't really sure if they wanted to contest the Drake or not. And then when they finally went for it, the Drake was already gone. But this is the sliver of hope that GIANTX needed. That's now 2 dragons. It's the Hextech Soul, and I can't imagine something more obnoxious than Ashe Seraphine with Hextech Soul. This is a clear win condition for GIANTX to play for in 4 minutes. And next dragon, they need to get control of the map to do so.
The Navi have yet to concede a Dragon Soul in 2026. I believe they're 9-0 after last game and securing souls across their game, if a soul is secured. Obviously, there's some games where there's no soul secured. And admittedly, when they fall behind, we don't always make it to the time where a soul is on the table. But if Navi are in control, they're getting that soul, and GX could be the first ones to really fully flip the script on them.
But that's the weird thing. Like, Navi have felt kind of in control past, you know, say the 8-minute mark. So that's where you would assume, hey, they are going to start getting more of these towers, but, these dragons. It's not the case.
Sure.
And Maynter caught.
Entire team collapsing. He tries to bounce back the other way.
He's going to look to stack up the Mega here.
Stack up the Mega, or just run with the Hyper.
I mean, this is a Poby round 2 scenario here, it looks like. But he's gonna be fine, and they're getting the tier 2 on both, so... Oh, that's our... Oh, from down.
Look at the arrow! Look at the arrow! Maynter probably dead. Yeah,
very
that's
dead.
Gonna be it. Well played.
Very dead.
Very
dead.
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 Okay.
That was a good arrow.
That was a really good arrow. I didn't see how far away he was. But some love for Noah. Justified. 2-1 and 5. Man's been making stuff happen. Those first 2 arrows, they went a little awry. That third one, really connecting. Finding the mark, as he's now level 11, so the cooldown that much shorter. And he's got that second item, too. Still has to play against the Jarvan, which is frustrating. But feeling more optimistic as the gold lead shrinks down to 3,000.
I'm kind of... I think that the surprising part to me is just kind of how much control GIANTX are having. Because you do have a 3k gold lead, but Rhilech getting caught now again.
Completely caught out here. Isma going to follow, has another knockup ready to go. Jun going to look for a little bit more damage. Luckily, the flag and drag does manage to get him out, but it's red buff secured for GX.
Yeah, SMD's having so much trouble contesting this Ashe Seraphine on mid-wave that it's opening up then for GIANTX to actually like find these picks and find these plays. So when it is Navi who, you know, started off well, it's GIANTX with the tempo, and GIANTX now finding ways to diminish that gold lead.
But I'm so glad that we're getting an actual better look at GIANTX, because this is the highlight of this team. The strength of this team is Noah and Jun, how well they can play together, and how well they enable the rest of GIANTX to play, and that's exactly what they've been doing this game. Shutting down Rhilech where they can, getting the Isma leads, getting those dragons, and this is Noah and Jun and GIANTX at their best.
And it is. Isma waiting in the darkness. Has to be careful not to step too far forward. Rhilech already getting things kicked off. They're just trading places, however, as the ulti is still going to connect. The arrow to follow onto Rhilech. If they can find the kill onto the jungler, they might just turn their attention to the Baron. GX don't find the initial angle. Maynter, Gnar about to fail as he gets another knockback onto Lot, who can't do anything but flash away to safety. The last little bit of frostbite there. The last E from the Anivia, not able to empty the health bar.
Not quite able to make it happen. Maynter gonna, Lot's gonna have to go back to base. But it's a minute still until this next objective. So we're just going to have to run it back around 2.
Yeah, and it was just flash for flash burnt. Crucially, it's Rhilech, the jungler of Navi, that used flash, so it's going to be a lot harder for him to try to access the pit if he wants to go for a steal, or if he wants to go for a crazy engage on Noah and Jun, as now Noah might have overstepped.
Just going all in. He definitely did overstep. Jun going to try to heal him if necessary. Rocket.
That's no flash on Noah now. Rhilech is going to have the ulti up for the Drake. Big mistake from Noah here.
Stepping too far forward. Domdi in those extended skirmishes, obviously not able to win out, but the immediate burst, especially with this Imperial mandate, still makes him a big threat, as Poby might be in trouble. He's essentially out of mana, so there's no way he should be able to win out on the 1v1 here. And once again, he's running into enemy territory. He's gonna fall here. Jackie's finding the side lane pick. This should be it, the flash away. Jackie's just gonna accept it.
Poby's getting away with some crimes here, I feel like, getting out of these situations. And now Poby has the TP, so he can look to TP. Jackie's has no TP.
Ooh, hops away from the arrow. That's important, but the extra movement speed now coming in. Maynter in trouble. Knockup is there. He's the tired guy, so he's not even stacking rage quite yet. Third proc on the Hyper, but now the Ashe is here with the frost shot, and down he goes.
It's everything kind of falling apart from Navi. Rhilech pulled top to try and help out Poby, which gave GIANTX position, which put Maynter overextended. And now a potential third dragon for GIANTX.
Jackie's off to the side. Has the Realm Warp, has the flash. I think they'll be content with just the Drake as Jackie spotted out. The shielding coming in from Jun, though. So hard for them to keep this poke.
Rhilech with no flash. If he enters the pit, he's going to die, and that would be Nash for GIANTX.
Flash forward from Jackie's immediate encore coming in from Jun. That's going to be Poby taken down, or at least forced in the egg. Navi have no recourse. They're starting to run, but with their mid laner gone, Baron might be on the table for GX.
I think that's exactly it, Draco. GIANTX, you're going to Realm Warp in. We were questioning if they were showing up today, but they're slapping Navi down where they stand.
GIANTX came to play. They've got 3 dragons. They're on the Nash. Rhilech needs to do a miracle here. He has the smite. It's 5k. Can he get in?
Q3 pulling through. Pathfinder going wide, but he's going to pull him back. Rhilech tries to get back in, but the buffer only takes him deeper into the waiting arms of GX, not into the range of the Baron. Zombie, good poke back. But again, the CC there just in time. Maynter now has to run for his life. It's GX with the Baron. Noah with the kills to close it out.
And there's so much CC on this GIANTX squad. This is the team comp that we were looking for. Infinity Edge completed on Noah, and he is an absolute menace in these team fights here.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a hit and run from GIANTX, but it's kind of hit, and Navi has to run. Because every single time, it's just Navi out of position. Maynter coming through here, but Navi weren't ready to follow up. You had no ultimate, and just completely caught out on the play. And a lot of that, again, is coming back to the fact that Poby got caught on side, but now it's Jackie's.
Jackie's looks like he's going to be caught on side. Nice sidestep on the wall up. The Gnar knocks him back in, so no room to outplay that one. However, the rest of the team is pushing in mid lane. Navi limiting the effectiveness of the Baron by finding that side lane pick, but they will likely concede this mid lane tier 2.
It's a big mistake by Jackie's, though. It's a good pick by Navi, but it does mean that now it's going to be a pretty underwhelming Nash for GIANTX. They did get the mid tower, and they got a few plates in mid, but I don't think they'll really get much more than that. So then it all comes down to the soul fight in the next 3 minutes.
But Noah will have Flash back up for that fight. Didn't even need it in the previous one. And all it takes is in the minutes leading up for that, for them to find that major pick, force a Flash with the arrow, get a couple kills. A lot of tools to just make this easy for GX. They also have the Hawk Shot for additional vision, so even if they fall a bit behind in the setup, they just feel so favored.
Yeah, and the fact that you're kind of seeing how vulnerable Poby is in a side lane is just giving that opportunity for GIANTX to find those picks, use that ultimate from the Ashe to set up for the plays. And suddenly, you know, there was a sizable gold in on Maynter, not looking as hot anymore. Navi not able to find that or play off of the Corki Nami. For GIANTX, as long as they can keep this push up, it feels like the soul should be theirs.
Yeah, it's a really easy comp to execute for GIANTX. They just need to group up. Seraphine is providing so much value, which is really outscaled Nami at this point with how much healing, shielding, and CC she provides. So now Noah looks for the arrow.
Parus flashing.
But it's basically for nothing. Like, that arrow is going to be back up in 40 seconds. So from Navi's perspective, you're just down a summoner.
Makes it that much harder, and again, this is the ease that we were talking about. They can constantly fish. The CC is non-committal. They throw an arrow, it misses. It's not the end of the day with this kind of advantage. It's only a 300 gold lead, but the comp is a good spot until Jackie's gets caught up by the wall, likely now to fall. Encore for a bit extra healing. Jackie's trying to run for his life. Down he goes. Cataclysm coming through. Noah caught in the pit. Now Poby's there to follow up. The ice just cutting him down, freezing him, and GX, they've thrown it all away. Are you kidding me? A catastrophe in the bottom lane.
It's a huge mistake from Jackie's. He walks up, and it's 3 kills for Navi as they pounce on the opportunity. They will push out Bolt, and the one saving grace for GIANTX is the fact that it's still not soul time.
And you would think that Ashe would want to be in the igloo. She does not want to be in the igloo. I think if there's one thing that we've learned, because it looked like Noah was just going to live, but finally Poby's able to get the ult reactivated, but it starts with Jackie's, a major fumble.
He has no flash and just immediately gets walled off. That was not the position at all. And as you say, like, Noah and Isma are just getting burnt here. Even the fact you get the knock-up with the resurrection just coming through from Roulette was perfect. But a massive fumble from GIANTX. They will still spawn in time for the soul, but all these waves are going to be pushed out. Our Navi will be the ones that can set up on the objective, and now you have to face check again with crucial summoner spells down.
And the morale for Navi, it's been revitalized after that play. It felt like the game was slipping out of their grasp, but now they know all they need is one more fight. As Poby puts up the wall, they get a good chunk onto Lot here. Lot is just taking damage, sticking down. Lot has the TP. But Maynter is continuing to push in top. Really good macro by Navi as they're continuing to pressure top, and Lot has to answer.
Still good patience. You're right, it's so crucial because they don't need to overforce their hand here. Isma has the flash. It's easy for him to get into that pit, but now that a wall has blocked him off, he might be in trouble. They force the ulti out early. Maynter's blocking the top lane tower in the meantime. Immediate cleanse. That's the Mikhail's. Actively used by Parus to keep things close. Maynter on the way down. Mega Gnar stacked. Navi can turn to this Drake if they so choose, but I think we're going to get the full-on 5v5. No, with no ulti. They're trying to catch Rhilech in the meantime. Maynter ready to go Mega, but that means GX should start to back away. Noah wants to get a little bit more damage, a little bit more control, fighting over the mid-push. GX need to wait out this Mega Gnar before they fight.
But GIANTX are playing this perfect. They can just keep healing this entire time, so Navi losing out in that poke war. And GIANTX, they know it. They're starting to circle.
They're starting to descend. Jackie splash forward, immediate follow with the encore. Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Away, does absolutely nothing. Now Noah, untouched, allowed to do whatever he pleases for now. It's just hitting onto the Gnar, finding that bit of extra damage. Jackie's looking to finish off Maynter. It is devastation as GX takes the fight.
It's a 4-man encore from Jun, and it's Noah and Jun in the final fight that put the nail in the coffin to secure GIANTX a chance at Barcelona.
GIANTX said we're ready to do it again. Immediately they get the kill and immediately they turn towards the nexus. We are going towards a game number 3 it feels like, but honestly, can they end here?
15 seconds.
They're gonna try. I mean, Parus needs to do a miracle.
LEC intensifies, the arrow hits, the support is dead. The runway is open.
It's gonna be close. I mean, somebody is gonna spawn alongside Roulette.
4 seconds. Surely this is it.
5.
Noah just deletes the tower. There's no way. Rhilech is here. Samdi is here. Dragging through. Isma immediately gonna go for the disengage. Rhilech is dead. The game is over. GX bringing us back to a game 3. Samdi cannot do it on his own. Poby cannot do it on his own. They do need to hit the nexus. GX hit the neck. Okay, we're going to a game 3.